What is up, guys? It's your boy JJ, and today we're going to be talking about the recent event, Brian Risk 13. That it's basically a boxing event that Aiden Ross hosts, and it was to be fair, I'll be real. I love boxing. I partake in boxing myself. I've been boxing for 7 years. I really love the sport, but like this whole event was just silly. Besides there was like 3 fights that were interesting, but that aside, I want to mostly specific, bro. I can't fucking speak, bro. What the fuck? Either way, we're gonna focus on the Gypsy Crusader fight. Now, going into this fight, what I found very weird about the whole thing was that Gypsy Crusader is a guy who just basically is like he's basically not in a position where he can make money from streaming or YouTube as of this moment from like the main usual platforms such as YouTube or Twitch, right? I don't know about Kick, I don't know about Rumble, I guess. I don't know if he's on those 2 sites, but either way, it is he technically is on Kick now because he was just, on Aiden Ross's event. But either way, leading up to this fight, I was thinking that, obviously Gypsy Crusader should beat, Super Hot Fire, especially considering how, Super Hot Fire is a short, fat dude, like with literal breasts. With the whole recent thing though, with like Tate and his fight with Demore, I still didn't write Super Hot Fire off because technically speaking, if a guy just has basic boxing fundamentals or like he basically just has better fitness at this level, like the level that these guys are at, if you just have a higher threshold in regards to just fitness, simply fitness, or even just skill, you will always win, right? Whereas with the pros or even in amateur boxing, it's like you have to have a mixture of both. Okay, but either way, going into this fight, realistically speaking, I still was picking Gypsy Crusader, even though I don't like him. He still is a very weird guy. He still is a victim of trauma. This guy got abused by black people a couple of years back, and I just goes around saying the N-word, and he basically even goes on stream saying it towards little kids and stuff. He's a strange guy, but either way, the fight came around. I watched the fight, and oh my god, this fight was just the most shocking fight I've ever seen in my life. This guy was going life and death with a frog, right? Super Hot Fire is literally built like a frog. He's literally going life and death with a frog. He even in the 3rd round was trading with him. How are you trading with this guy and not dropping him?
Yeah, this ain't nothing new. White man been kicking a nigga.
The whole thing that made it even more shocking was we're gonna get into the whole decision in a bit, was that in this fight, it was a close fight. Objectively, it was a close fight because it was a split decision. Even the judges that gave it to Gypsy Crusader said the fight was a split decision. Split decision meaning that it's a close fight. For some other reason, people are going around online making it seem as if Gypsy Crusader went in there and it was like some kind of, I don't know, victory for the Third Reich or some shit. It's so bizarre because it's like Super Hot Fire is a dead meme. He's not anyone of no offense to him, but he's not anyone of notoriety nowadays. Like, if I ask someone, hey, do you know who Super Hot Fire is? They'll be like, wait, who's that again? And then they'll just be like, oh, I remember, he's the guy that did that meme like 10 plus years ago. But right now, no one knows he had a fight with Gypsy Crusader. And even then, as he had a fight with this guy, not only that, but also the fact that he is somebody who is just not in physically good shape. He's a short, fat dude. How is this guy, Gypsy Crusader, going in there and then going 3 rounds with him and then not dropping him, not scoring knockdowns, not knocking him out? It's bizarre. And then to make things even more worse, Super Hot Fire has only had 2 fights. And in those 2 fights, the first fight he won, it was against another short, fat dude. And then his second fight, he fought, someone called Le'Veon Bell, who actually is a decent boxer. And he lost to him. So he's won 1, and he's been boxing for barely 2 years at this point. Gypsy, on the other hand, has been doing this for 10 plus years. Okay, and yeah, technically it's Muay Thai, but you should still take into account that somebody with basic fighting, basic understanding of fighting, basic understanding of fundamentals when it comes to boxing, has to be taken into account when you do Muay Thai. You have to know how to box, obviously, to a degree, and then mix up with the knees and in the clinch and everything when you're doing Muay Thai. But to move on from that, Gypsy Crusader goes in there and then he goes 3 rounds with him and then he takes him to a decision. And then it's not even the fact that he won because whatever, right? Yeah, in my opinion, the fight should have been a draw at worst. And sorry, at best, it should have been a draw.
子供なのね夢を追って傷ついて嘘が下手なくせに笑えない笑顔を見せた I love you もろくに言わない口下手でほんまに不器用なのにどうしてさよならは言えたのダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ
You know what makes all that even more crazy is how these people somehow try to make it seem as if he went into this fight and then like he KO'd him because they're posting pictures of Super Hot Fire on the floor, and it's like Super Hot Fire once again is a short fat dude. Like this is not the win you think it is. Like it's not some like I don't understand it. Like I genuinely find it perplexing. Is how are you taking such a like measly like guy, because again he's a short fat dude, and then putting him on the standard of like, oh, this is a win for like I don't know, I don't get it. It's just really weird, and it's like it just goes to show like how a lot of the people who are like, you know, reposting and getting excited and everything, they all have this sort of like I guess you could say viewpoint that like, you know, actually I don't even know how to put it. In summary, it's just a very strange thing. I don't understand it. It's like Super Hot Fire is a short fat dude. I can't stress this enough, right? I've been saying it so many times. He's a short fat dude, okay, who only had 2 fights and is 1-1, and there's only one being against another fat guy. So I don't understand why this is such a crazy win. It's really weird. I find it perplexing, but either way, let me use an actual like example of like something that happened back then that's like sort of like a reflection of what goes on nowadays, right? I don't know if any of you guys, I'm sure like most of you guys don't know who this is, but Joe Louis, you can look him up. He was a former world heavyweight champion boxer. He's potentially, in my opinion, in my like top 10 list, he is like one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time and one of the greatest boxers of all time. He fought a man named Max Schmeling. Now Max Schmeling at the time, he wasn't a Nazi, but he was being used by Germany to like he was basically used as a propaganda tool, right? So Max Schmeling versus Joe Louis was this big event, and it was a thing of like America versus, you know, Nazi Germany and everything, right? Now, like the politics aside, this is an example of, I guess you could say, substance, because both of these guys were respected boxers. Both of these guys had respectable careers. Now, you fast forward to today, you have this guy who just goes online like spamming the N-word, and then he has a 7-7 Muay Thai record, and then he goes in against a short fat dude with boobies, and then he goes to decision with him, and then people are like treating it like some kind of, I don't know, like he's fought for the undisputed world champion, heavyweight world championship or something. It's like, it's perplexing. Like, that's just a perfect example. It's like, if that happened, if like Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling happened today, and then these people, you know, the people of like Gypsy Crusaders ilk got like excited, fair play. I'll give you fair play. Like, you know what? That's actually like a thing of substance. Both guys are respected professional boxers. But in the context of these guys, like Gypsy Crusader, I swear to God, like he's not a good boxer. Like in Muay Thai, maybe he is. I don't do Muay Thai, but maybe he's a good fighter in Muay Thai. But when it comes to boxing, he fucking sucks ass. Like, I know personally, like, countless people who have that style of high guard, walk you down, throw a 1-2, or just throw a jab uppercut. It's like, he had no head movement, he had shit footwork, his defense was god-awful, and he was getting tagged, once again, by a fucking frog. A guy built like a frog. And before anybody even comes at me trying to say, oh, why don't you fight it? I would fight him, and I would straight up fucking kill him. I'm not even joking. So, either way, that's all I gotta say, and yeah, see ya.